Universal laws and self-evident truths explained with examples. 1. What you experience, you believe, and when you believe, you will act in your own best interest. This law is pretty simple and self-explanatory. This law will help you understand a lot of things going on in this world. Also, the saying that experience is the best teacher. Ask yourself how many times you have tried to tell someone something for their own good, based on something you know as facts, based on your or someone you know's past experience, but the person had their mind already made up and closed. After you have tried for hours to show them why you are right because you love or care for them, they still end up walking away even more determined to do what you tried to talk them out of doing. You feel bad because you know you are right. Well, now you can stop feeling so bad. For some people, experience really is the best teacher, and sometimes the only teacher that some people will ever listen to. You say under your breath, well, I tried. He or she would just have to learn the hard way. Although it hurts us emotionally and or physically, there's really not much we can do about it if the person is grown and on their own. But if you're a parent talking to a child or you have authority over someone, i.e., a boss, teacher, police, etc., you have a little more leverage towards stopping certain situations. I say a little leverage because it's possible you may only postpone the situation for a time until they are no longer under your authority. The key to understanding why this is so is to understand that universal laws are neutral. There's no right or wrong or good or bad aspects to universal laws and self-evident truths. They just is. These laws were put into place before those concepts, right, wrong, good, bad, ever existed. We are all subject to them. You cannot get around them, and they have no loopholes built in. You break them at your own peril. Understand, though, that you can fool yourself into thinking you can for what you may consider a good reason, but universal laws care not a minute for your reason. It just is. That's the beauty of the laws. They're non discriminatory. Your race, wealth, education, even health or sexual preference don't have any effect on how they are applied. You can honestly say that about man's laws. To demonstrate this law another way, consider an inventor. If George Washington Carver, Alexander Bell, or Henry Ford, etc., would have accepted the traditional wisdom of their time, there would be a lot of things today that we claim we couldn't live without, never invented. They had to truly believe in what they wanted to do, with all the naysayers in their ears. They did it anyway for their own self-interest, i.e., money, humanitarianism, or just to prove the naysayers wrong. Now, on the surface, you could say that they believe before they experience, so the law is invalid. Know this, the law is even valid here, because you cannot find an inventor who couldn't tell you about any aspect of what they are inventing with the passion and conviction that can only come from seeing their invention in action, clearly, in their minds. To them, it is already made. Now, they just have to make it real for you. So they have already experienced it mentally, which is why it is easy for them to ignore the naysayers. The lesson to take away from this is that anything you do for your own best interest, or what you consider your best interest, whether it is or not. Go ahead, try and do something solely for someone else and see if you don't get something for it. Anything. It only sounds selfish and negative because your society taught you to think like that, because your society don't know who you truly are. They underestimated the source of your true power. So what they don't understand, they teach is negative, evil, or bad, so they can control you or seem to control you. Another key takeaway here is that it's not that they don't hear what you're saying, it's that what you're saying is being drowned out by a louder teacher, experience. All I ask is that if you insist on learning things the hard way, learn it the first time so you can go on with your life. And thank you for listening.